until I get my music stuff situated. Good afternoon, you guys. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome. Okay, so we're gonna go into the Real Housewives of Atlanta. We're gonna start with Real Housewives of Atlanta first, and then we're gonna tread over to um dang it, Married to Medicine. I wonder if I can. Let me see, y'all. I don't know if it'll let me. Hold on. No, but I'm gonna try to. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do to make this interesting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on mute and try to share a little bit while we talk. Oh, why this is still up. And we're going to go into our recap. If you watch the replay, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm not going to be too long because I want to get this through and through. I'm going to give myself an hour. And we're going to start off with our girls. Oh, okay. Yes. So we have some things to discuss. Um, yeah, some new tea with Married to Medicine Cash Sweet Tea. And I don't see why she say people did that, but we're gonna get into that. Let's see. So we're gonna start with the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay. Now, the ladies of Real Housewives of Atlanta has baby, you know, every year we see Married to Medicine get trailed behind Housewives of Atlanta, right? And basically, I mean, it's a great thing to see. Let's see, keep going strong. We're gonna do a little bit of Housewives tea as well. Is that Mia? No, that was Toya and Shamia. Okay, so we're gonna get into it, child. No, I don't want to open reading mode. Okay, so when we come back onto it, let me do a little screen share for like a couple of seconds, okay? When we come back, they have an opening part where Drew and Portia are going at it, and they're basically having a conversation. And Drew was like, "Why? What did I do? Why?" So basically, um, you know, Portia was basically saying, you filming with him, you know what you're doing. You wanted to film with him to film about this album. Now I'm with everybody else. I didn't know Dennis made an album, made music, and a lot of people take us weird feel like when did Dennis make a darn album because with Drew, which I understand they were filmed, but we didn't know Dennis did music. Now this is a sidebar I seen this weekend, okay? This Saturday, I was a little too confused because Dennis sat here and said a fan was like, "Oh, well, you doing this and that, putting these in between each other, basically trying to say." And Dennis was like, "Keep talking, and you won't get no music from Drew." I say, "Excuse me, Dennis." Exactly what he said. It's a sidebar, y'all. He said that once, at the season, episode 1 filmed, season Sweet 16. So, they're sitting there talking, they're having a discussion. And Drew is like, basically feel like she don't owe any loyalty to Portia because a lot of people say that Drew doesn't owe loyalty to Portia because of the way that she got with Simon. I agree and disagree. And I'm going to say why. Because I feel as though we all knew Simon. I told y'all what the plot was. And when I sat here and I found out that Miss Thing, Portia, was marrying this man, I even said I don't like him because I see how he did Fallon when things happen. Let me tell you something about Simon. Simon is a narc. Okay, he's a narc also. Portia has some narcissistic tendencies. We see. We're gonna get into that. I love Portia down, but we got to keep it real. Simon basically, want to make it look like he rich, and I've been saying this. I don't see how you rich and you got a green card. So let me set that say. You can't be fully rich. You gotta not pay taxes because there's no way you hit $1 million and billionaire status without doing it the correct way. Okay. Yes, he's Nigerian. He came over here with most of his money. True enough. But let's be honest. Simon isn't, very fond of her. He's a great man. We know him personally. No, baby. Simon out here doing stuff he ain't got no business. Okay. But yeah, Drew felt like she didn't owe her that. So after that, they all jumped into the pool. Shamia had a foam party in front of her house. She might as well, that big ass house she got, baby. I have a foam party and a pool party too. Drop in your clothes. You can take them to the cleaners. There's plenty of cleaners in Atlanta. And, they understood that it wasn't going to be a situation of that matter. Now, this wasn't in my bingo cards of 2025. And having Kenya and Portia sit down and discuss what happened at the party, Portia left early. And a lot of people say, well, Portia, didn't you take that woman's husband? Let me make this clear. I want to give y'all the details of what I heard. And this is true because Fallon, now husband, has came out and said it was her baby daddy. Okay. Y'all watch this. This is true. Fallon was pregnant while married to Simon. Fallon, hold on, let me pause. Fallon was pregnant while married to Simon. Okay. So, yes, by her now baby father. Okay. So don't act like Fallon, and let me tell you something. Everybody is in the shitter of shitting and cheating because Fallon wasn't all that either. So as Portia sit down and talk with Kenya at lunch, they're talking about he wrote an album or a song for PJ Pollard, Portia's daughter. And, she was sitting there saying, yeah, he wrote a song for my daughter, but I didn't know he was. So she said, my thing is, I help her with her brand destiny with her hair. Her and Dennis are family. As y'all see here, they have fought. They've had issues. We have also, seen some things happen on that show that she had. And I feel like Dennis helped her on that show, which a lot of people have. And Simon was on the wayside, which we did see. So she was sitting here discussing with Kenya about how they're family and things of that nature. And they have to, do whatever they can for the children. Well, Jesus. I mean, the child. I'm sorry, Portia. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. And basically saying, hey, this is what it is. She feels like, we're going to be honest. Dennis is a Detroit nigga. Them Detroit niggas know how to get over. I ain't got to sleep with you, I ain't got to sleep with old girl, but I know how to make you mad. So she basically saying that she didn't want Drew to be this and that. She felt like Drew was crossing her. And Kenya kind of slightly agrees because we've seen Drew to lie. So Kenya was like, well, yeah, but Kenya getting all the tea. We don't see Kenya as much this season. I think they have her role played as a friend. But I tell you what, we will see more. Side note, y'all. We will see more of Kenya when it comes to what happened to her and Brittany Edie. Now, the girls of Brittany Edie have fell out. We're going to get into that. But, honey, we're going to save that. We're going to save that in the vault. But, yes, she said that was saying, basically, hold on. Let me see if I can play a little bit of it. Because, Kenya asks, it sounds like you're trying to spin the block. I'm not going to lie. That's what it sounds like, too. Like, I was like, do her and Dennis still have some coercion going on over there? Because the way Portia's acting, and she was like, no, smiling like, no. Portia, you don't have to fake the funk with us that you don't love Dennis. You don't have to fake the funk. Oh, it's just a co-parenting. Portia, you love Dennis, you love Dennis. If you feel like you made a mistake marrying Simon, say that. This man done embarrassed you on the internet long enough and talked about you to the blogs. Simon, girl, if you still love Dennis, you still love Dennis. So what? One thing about it though, y'all can never say, and this is what I like with Dennis. Dennis ain't never go to the blogs when he could have and talk junk about Portia, said she wasn't smart. I wouldn't lay with her. Dennis didn't do that. Dennis didn't do none of that. I have to give that to Dennis. Now, have Dennis play his little mind games? Absolutely. Absolutely. But Dennis ain't none of that. Y'all can hear it. It's playing on Instagram. And she asked, "Did you push Drew in the water?" She said, "Why would I do that?" So she didn't push Drew in the water, even though they have their issues. Now, then we go over to Brittany eating his child. Honey, I'm gonna see if I can let it play, and I want y'all to hear what was said. I don't know if you guys can hear it on there. Brittany Edie husband, you know, she met this. She was explaining how she met Mike. She met Mike like 5 years ago. They got married 5 years ago during the pandemic, and I believe she said she met Mike like a year or two before that, while she was doing insurance, right? And you know, she met Mike. We go in, we see her, you know, her cute little two piece. Mike comes in and they're having a conversation. I want y'all to hear this because this is funny.
You're gonna watch that new movie I was telling you that I want to see on Netflix? Yes. And not be on your phone. I'll try. I can't make no. What do you mean, Jay? That's the consideration part that I talk about. Here we go with the consideration. Me and Mike got married during COVID. I met Mike when I launched my insurance agency, and Mike was my client. So I didn't want to date my client, so we became.
Now, she didn't want to date her client. She do sound like she got nasal congestion. Brittany, I love you, girl. You're cute, you're funny, you're witty, but you do sound clogged up like me with my allergies. So Mike ain't with the shits. Mike ain't with the filming. Mike sat here.
I know. So.
And basically was just over it. He fits in wine or whatever. Hold on. And they talking about adding children. He has a 15-year-old son, and she want to add another child. That's not a dog.
Honestly, I'll think about it. We dated, and we went on our first trip to Vegas. And I said, Mike, now I'll come to Vegas with you, but you're not getting nothing. When I tell you we had the best time, I was like, okay, he might be the one. Eventually, when we have the baby, I would like for my mom to move in. But since she's here now, I want her to be able to have a nice room. There's no reason why my mom should be upstairs next to us. We'll fix it. I mean, you don't want my mom upstairs next to us, do you? Not really. No. I got into the insurance industry because my dad always stressed the value of being your own boss. So I launched my insurance agency, and nobody can say a man gave me anything. I built this business. So do you want to have the baby in this house, or do you want to wait for the new house? And it's not a prerequisite, because I know you always think that. Why does everything have to be so?
Now, hold on, y'all. This is a part that killed me when the mama said she loved him.
Getting pregnant this year. Allegedly. Stop saying allegedly. See, you see the negative energy you're putting out in the universe? Allegedly. No, she is. I told my mom the same thing. My mom used to think I wasn't going to have a baby. I was just going to walk around with a freaking poodle all day. I hear her. Mimosa, baby. Mike has a son. He's 15. And Mike really wants to experience being a girl's dad. So we want to do IVF because we want to choose the sex. Let's go get in the sauna. Okay. Mike, you coming? No. No. This is a mother-daughter. Absolutely. So, no, I don't like to eat. But baby, I love you. I know. I love you. And love is important.
I'm sorry. Lord Jesus, Mike say you got to be sitting up here with your mom in the house and you talk about something. I love you. And talk about a baby in front of your mama without us having a discussion as a married couple without your mama. And he say love is important. Mike say, baby, I'm not with this today. listen, we're going to discuss this, baby. We're going to see how we feel. I have a 15-year-old that is about to be grown. I am done with that. We need to figure out how this going to work with this marriage, honey. While you go to the sauna and you talking about holding your little poodle mimosa around like it's out your baby, you need to figure out what we're doing here. Might say, baby, love is important. I say, he said what? I say, oh, Mike gonna be one of them housewives husbands that's gonna be like, I'm not with it today. Like if they start with him and try to start with the beef situation, I feel like if Kenya go to the reunion and they talk about this situation, I feel like Mike gonna be like, I ain't with your shit. Like he gonna be like, listen, I ain't with your shit with my wife today. Like he just gonna basically tell her respectfully. And she gonna swap it down. Oh, he's coming at me, but he seemed like he that husband, like, listen, I'm not with it. I'm not. What you did was messed up. It is what it is. I ain't with that. Like he's like that husband, like, man, I ain't with that. You know, I see Shamia husband, he can be fun, lighthearted. You push him the wrong way, he might go there. I can see well, Mr. Oakley, we all heard about Angela Oakley husband, honey. He a OG from the basketball world. We know they didn't play. He ain't finna play either. I gotta see how this is gonna go, honey. So in this situation, we go to Shamia, and Shamia talks to I'm gonna play a little bit over here. She talks to her surrogate that she shares with Candy. I forgot her name. Hold on, let me say her name right. I don't want to butcher nobody's name. But she talks to her surrogate, Shadina. Now she met Shadina through Candy. When Candy, after Candy had her son with Todd, she, decided to go ahead and do a surrogate because she noticed that the complications that she had with her son, before Blaze came, Shadina carried Blaze. She let Shadina carry Blaze as well. So then that's when Shamia and Shadina met up, and she had her because I believe Shamia was pregnant with Shia first, and then she had a surrogate for the second one as well. And she was basically saying around that time that she was pregnant, that Shadina was pregnant with Shiloh. She called, she was pregnant with her first one. Because she said she was trying to have kids. But Shadina caught breast cancer around carrying Shiloh. And Shadina puts onto herself to where she feels like it's her fault that Shiloh is sick. And Shamia was like, no, we're not going to think about that. So Shadina went and got a vasectomy, and she got her new boobs. And, Shadina is not a surrogate anymore because of that situation. But Shamia was like, she did want to have another child because she just found out she had an ectopic pregnancy, that she was carrying their third child. She had an ectopic pregnancy, and she said she's tired of going through her body, which I understand as women because it's very scary, especially have a stillborn or miscarriage or ectopic pregnancies. They are very, very scary, and a lot of women don't want to put their body through that and this is why it's so important when people say, oh, that's your body, your choice. Yes, it is my body, my choice, because, we sit here as women and we have babies and where our bodies can't take it. And then, you have a community of people, oh, just keep trying, oh, do this, oh, do that. But if people understood how, especially for women of color and different ethnicities, and I remember a white woman, when white women got mad at me for saying this, but it's true, they can go cry to the doctor if it's not a black doctor. That's why I love so much about Atlanta. They can go cry to a doctor and say, this hurts, this doesn't feel right, and they give them a chance. But when it comes to us, with our different, Indian, Asian, Black, especially Blacks, oh, you're okay, you're just whining. The thing is, this is why I'm so heavy with women, and I say this all the time, and men get mad at me, I don't care. And men are starting to see this too, especially with this economic fail going on. Here's the thing. You can't tell somebody to have a surrogacy or nothing with a child because you don't have to carry that child. You don't have to go through the blood loss. You don't have to go through maybe having a clock. You don't have to go through sitting here passing out and the doctor trying to, that's not you. That's not you. You're a man. And that's why most women, I tell most women, be careful who you lay with because our bodies go through a transition to where we can be gone from earth. And this is who we have to raise our child. So it's very important. This is why my body, my choice. I'm not going to label you, you're a bum, you're a failure of a father. And then I'm going through all these changes and have a childbirth, about to lose my life. And you out here galloping in the streets. You don't care. Yeah, it's very important. So I give that to Shamia to say, hey, Shamia got a great husband, honey. Shamia said, listen, I do want to get my husband has been a blessing in my life. He's been a man of, in my life. He's been standing up. Anything I ask my husband to do, he does it. Shamia say, listen, they might have their little space or whatever, but that man still love her. She still love him. She said she would love to give her husband more children. So Shadina was basically saying, hey, I could pass you on to someone else who can do that for you.
Julie's giving me.
Boobs look great.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
God.
They
you.
look so good and voluptuous.
Got a whole new body.
Feeling?
Honestly, I'm feeling blessed.
I met Shadina through.
So yeah, I love that for her. I'm glad to see Shadina smiling in healthy spirits. Shadina, you might as well say Shadina is the surrogacy mother friend on Real Housewives of Atlanta because we have watched her story blossom even with that. And Shadina did feel like, oh my God, what if that's something I did? I didn't know. And I feel like nobody can blame anyone for Shiloh being sick. Nobody. It happened. But let me tell you something about Shamia, man. Shamia is, oh my God, Shamia is doing wonderful, doing what she's supposed to do for her daughter. Shout out to Shamia. I follow her on Instagram, and I've been commenting, and I would send my prayers to her because I remember Shamia would be laying in the crib with Shiloh. Shamia would be there all night, and it'd be so crazy because Shamia would leave, have the doctors text and call her while she was on Big Tigger radio station. Shamia's that girl. Like, Shamia was like, I'm going to be top notch. I don't care. This is my daughter's health. And she left the show, Big Tigger show, and then she got picked up for Real Housewives of Atlanta, which is great because now she could be more there for Shiloh and, her daughter for whatever they need, her oldest child, which is such a cutie, and she's so funny. She has such a great personality. But yeah, she could be there for them around it. So I like to see that. Now, when we go through this heartfelt message, and I love it, we go to the Time Queens, right? And when we heard Kelly's story about the husband, I said, say what? I'm gonna play a little bit of them sit down on the couch. And hold on.
I'm like, mother, you don't see a bitch trying to get her beauty rest? I'm like, go in a different room.
No. So are we gonna do a celebration? Are we having a wedding? Are we planning a wedding?
So I will say a ceremony because I don't want a huge wedding. I want something that's sexy.
Of course you do.
Glamorous, but intimate.
Now, remind you, Brittany did state that she did not have a wedding and she would like to have a wedding with Mike, right? But this ain't the one I want to get to.
So because it was during the pandemic, me and Mike, we didn't have an opportunity.
I'm going to let it play and we're going to Now I'm gonna play a little audio, see if I can find it. Kelly goes into after that situation where she asks her about the divorce and how Kelly is going through being newly divorced with her husband. Come to find out, Kelly ex-husband, now they're divorced, but during the filming they weren't. And Kelly ex-husband stole $50,000 from Kelly. Let me see if I could pull up her husband. And she said that she was hiding in the bathroom. Hiding in the bathroom when they would have arguments. Now, let's see. I'm going to pull it up. This is the man that Kelly, and I was listening to Bondi Blue. Shout out to her. This is Kelly husband in the blue. Would you see where them arrow at? That's Kelly husband. And shout out to Bondi Blue. She said something to me. She said Kelly is, and you know what? We talk about this. You know, I hear other ladies talk about it. She said, and I quote, she said this. She said he making her pay because she's beautiful, and that's who she end up with. He don't feel that way, and I agree. So let's see if we can play a little. I'm gonna play a little bit. I'm trying to wait till they get to that part.
What is happening?
So they talk about that.
Girls, they see me either.
Let me see.
Oh, how did
Okay.
they get to know me? Like,
And then Brittany was saying how the girls get to know her. She's sweet. She's down to earth. And then this happens.
Like, I wanted to give you time to kind of share whatever you wanted to share and not be like, girl, what's the tea?
It was cheating.
Okay.
And he took almost $500,000
Of your money.
out of the company's.
Oh, how did you find out?
Well, so I went to Tulum for a birthday trip.
Okay.
And my accountant called me, like, come to find out he had taken all the money out of the bank account.
Are you serious?
So I had to, like, file a lawsuit to try and get the money back. And so I left the house. I was like, you know, I cannot stay here. It's not safe. It was a very nasty situation to the point where it got, like, physical.
Are you serious?
Honestly, I probably should have an Oscar for as much as I made my marriage or my family look like it was all together. From me sleeping in my closet some nights, to police being called numerous times, and it became the house of hell.
So they let us know that Kelly ex-husband was very volatile. When she said she slept in her closet, they called the police. He done acted a rage, honey, to where she's sitting in her closet pleading and crying for somebody to come help her because this man is acting a fool. Man is acting a fool. And I get it and I understand it. It's very sad to listen to. And, you know, they were sitting down and discussing that. And, you know, Brittany asked her how the girls were. And the way that Kelly was saying it, because I grew up in an abusive home growing up, you know, until I hit a certain age. My mom's first, second marriage, that's a whole different story. But I get how her kids are feeling happy. Her kids are finding that happy, and they're happy because y'all gotta understand, they ain't gotta see mama hiding in the closet. They ain't gotta hear arguments and sit in the room and cry. And to me, it brought back a memory that I had suppressed for a minute. And I'm so glad that I've unburied it, and now I can sit here and watch that, and I understand where her kids are coming from to feel okay. You know, as moms, we try to give two-parent households and try to have someone come in. But this is why, and even fathers, and this is why you have to be careful with bringing certain men and women into your homes to have a family with, because you're not sure how they can be. So I liked it that with Kelly, she got vulnerable with us, and I enjoyed that. Now we go to Portia and Dennis, look, date, right? They had a play date with and I ain't even gonna play it because y'all are here to see it, child. Because Portia Portia was giving. I might play it. Portia was giving. I still love Dennis. That's what it was giving, and the way she tried to cut it, flip it to the side, make a cake, pancake, flip it around, whatever it is. Add some syrup, add some seasonings, add some eggs to the plate. We still feel like I love Dennis. They went on a play date with her twin, PJ. And they discussed about the Drew situation. And he was like, well, you had all these 40, 11, 50 marriages, meaning so many weddings to Simon, and it was fronting in his face. He took it up on the chin. And I agree with Dennis with that because, and I love Portia, my girl. I agree with that. She did do that with Dennis because she was upset with Dennis. I don't know the gist of what happened between Portia and Dennis. However that happened, it happened. So, she was sitting here telling Dennis, I don't want you to film with her and all this and that. And he was like, well, we got to film because, we're doing an album or whatever. It was like she knew that that's what we're doing. But let's be honest. And I'm going to say this. Drew's resume is long. Okay? And we're going to get into that in a minute. And she knew that. So I'm going to play a little bit of everything, and then we're going to get into my thoughts.
I told Drew specifically that she should have a conversation with you because y'all do go naked. But, I didn't feel like I had to, tell you, every business move I was
making. It kind of feels like it was some get back in there. Like, you was doing your thing.
I would never touch Drew. I told Robin that too, man.
I feel like in respect that should have been happened. But if he told Drew, I believe that he did, and Drew didn't say nothing, and Drew didn't give a damn.
She is literally saying something completely different than what you're telling me right now.
So you think I'm banging Drew?
I'm concerned with her as a person who is supposed to be a friend who would try to bring my child's father and film with him in my territory.
If she's going to use the platform for promotion.
Now you're about to piss me off. You're willing to. No, you're willing.
I don't want to piss you off.
On this?
No, listen to me.
Why?
What's very important.
Why? You don't know what to build? I literally have no expectations on Dennis besides being a great dad for Valar. But on the one thing I'm asking you, don't film with her on the show and this and that. You can't do that. I don't know why I can't get loyalty from people.
Now, as they go to the car, Portia started crying and said she can't get no loyalty from people because, and I'm going to say why she say this. I understand where she coming from, and then I understand that this is just how the cookie crumble. Nene allegedly has been hanging with Simon at the time because he was cool with her now ex-boyfriend, right? And she just wanted Nene not to hang with him, which I understand. Then you have Shamia getting the inbox. Then, but Shamia said, hey, listen, I'm okay. That's fine. That's how you want it, which I understand. So I understand what she mean by loyalty. But a lot of people saying that, oh, well, this what cookie crumble with Fallon and da-da-da. Fallon was not her friend. They had mutual business. Now, Dennis and Simon were cool business-wise. If y'all paid attention to how they were talking about it. Fallon was not Portia's friend. Fallon was sleeping with the pool boy and was pregnant when she got on that show. We're not going to act like she wasn't. Fallon was sleeping with the pool boy and got pregnant with the show because the pool boy came out and said it and said that she was grooming him and she still married this man. And that's how they had their daughter. But at the same time, Portia, I love you, girl. I got to hold your hand when I say this, like I said. You knew Simon was going through something and you felt like, oh, I could get him, Portia, that you should have left that man where he was and let him get his karma. Now, look, you getting your karma on the show. See what I'm saying? Don't work like that, friend. You got to be careful. All right, so we're going to play what happened when they got into the car when they were leaving, honey. After she was crying.
When you show up anywhere on these cameras with somebody else, it's going to be a problem. another damn housewife. Looks absolutely
still driving the Rolls
insane.
Royce.
Yeah, I'm sure you know you're a pro now with it, huh?
You tripping right now.
Every promotion is not a good promotion.
I didn't.
And at the end of the day, guess what? We hollering about we family. You represent us.
The album was supposed to come out a month ago. She was going to use it.
Let me tell you something. Do what you do. And by what you do, it's going to mark how this happens.
What you mean?
It's going to mark how this look for you.
Here's my thing. Drew has been in Get Up. Is it Get Up? Just something. The dance thing. Drew has, hold on, y'all. My bad, y'all. I'm here till my place is ready. So y'all won't be getting live for a couple of days, but I'll be back running. Might be so, I'm not sure. Okay, so Drew has been on other shows. Drew was on The Game. Drew was on a lot of TV shows. Drew had songs. Drew has been living in Atlanta for a very long time. I think after she married, she got remarried to Ralph before they had their daughter. She was married to someone else. She stayed in Detroit. Chicago. I'm sorry. She left Chicago and came to Atlanta. She's been in Atlanta for a long time. Drew, to me, the resume Drew have, this is how I know Drew don't care. Drew could have worked with Dallas Austin, Brian Michael Cox, like Shamia said, Jermaine Dupri, numerous of people that I'm not even in Atlanta no more, live in Atlanta. So for her to pick Dennis was very telling, child. Very, very telling. And I want to see how this gonna play out. Let me tell you something. I like what we're going with it with Real Housewives of Atlanta. I like it. The Sweet 16 is giving me a grownish, older version of season 6. Remember how everybody was coming in strong on season 6. Every allegation was popping up on TV. Everything that hit the blogs was popping up in the storyline, honey. They was giving it down, like the looks, the hair, everything from the homes to, and even brought Shamia on, which she was. Remember, she was afraid in season 5 and 6. Now she holding a peach at 16. And, she has the Real Housewife decorum. And you have Brittany Edie got the husband in Real Housewife. Look at all these in their business. This is giving what we had with one of the best seasons. And I was watching Nene's show, and she was like, I don't see none of the girl be stars. Nene, I agree with you, but I disagree because let me tell you something, this is giving that. Now, should have Nene been added and we see more of Kenya? Abso-freaking-lutely, because we do see Cynthia. But I feel like if they would have played it, because even they brought Phaedra back, baby, if they would have played it to when Nene came back, it was Cynthia, then Kenya, and then the new girls with Portia. Baby, that would have been a whole entire season 6. We could have got the great trips like we're going to get, as always. So I can't wait to see how this play out between Portia and Drew. I can't wait to see. I like seeing Kenya being a little bit, getting the information and key, and let me go over here. I like that. I get that. All right, y'all. So we're going to talk about Married to Medicine. I have some Married to tea before we get into the recap, okay? You know what? We're going to do it afterwards. I'm going to play little clips and go down and run down. Married to Medicine, the way it ended to me, a lot of people are looking at Quad as the villain. And a lot of people are forgetting that they tried to push Quad out the same way they pushed Mariah out. Now, if you watch Carlos King interviews, one he did with Quad and one he did with Mariah, when they were saying pushing people out, and how Dr. Simone would be known about the pushing out and then regurgitate on certain things. No shade, I love Dr. Simone, shout out to her. I love all the ladies, but I believe production is telling Dr. Simone she to work a little harder with a little something this season for her check, baby, because that's what it's giving. And the type of person she like, baby, you're not for the shadow out me. So, and like I said before, every show has a villain. Every show has a villain. And the villain always plays out, right? So, we're going to watch a little, and then we're going to jump back in. So Sweet Tea and Dr. G, they're having lunch. And they're basically saying how they feel like, you know, they don't want to be a part of the group anymore. And I feel like Sweet Tea doesn't want to be a part of the group anymore because now the group isn't cuddling her or babying her through her mess that Dr. G has started. Dr. G, this is Dr. G's fault that they're being isolated from the group because he decided to, okay, so let me explain to y'all what happened. He did try to press charges when they got back to Atlanta, okay? I'm gonna give y'all the breakdown. This might be a little longer than an hour, that's cool. Here's the breakdown. He tried to charge him for that, for charging at him. And a lot of people saying, well, he had every right. No, he did not. First of all, he should have did that in the Bahamas. He did not. Well, no, Key West, he did not. But the way Florida go, hey, you need to do this in your jurisdiction. This is where you live. You can do this and do that. I don't know if they live at, we'll say Atlanta. You know, certain areas, but Atlanta as a whole. Y'all know if you've been to Atlanta, you've been to Atlanta. So he went to the Atlanta Police Department when he got home, filed the charges. They did their investigation. They say, hey, this won't stick. That's not enough. You was a different jurisdiction. This not going to go well. They don't want to take this on because they're going to ask them. We talked about this before. They will ask. No, we're not going to do it. It's not enough. Let's roll back that plate. I don't see anything. Okay. And they're going to get the unedited version. The unedited version was he didn't touch him. So they say, you know, we're just going to drop it. We're not going to do any of them charges. Go to court. Hey, it's over with. Dr. G didn't like that. Dr. G took it to the executive producers and tried to stop Quad and King from filming. I've been told y'all, I don't care how cute Sweet Tea is, and I know y'all like to sit here and go for the underdog. I don't give a damn how much of an underdog she is. Sweet Tea know what she does, and Sweet Tea know what she's doing, and also Sweet Tea is with the bull crap with Dr. G. Because the honeymoon phase is over and he is talking to her, verbally abusing this young woman, mentally abusing her, and I won't guarantee allegedly, probably physically abusing her because she is younger than him. So she got to go with the flow and she don't know which way to go. Because his first is, oh, I want to be with the group. Well, I'll let my husband go, but I really want to be with the group. You can't even pick a side because this man is coming at you. And then they hear all the, and they even show the edit part, an edit of you running up on everybody. All the ladies say, yeah, you were running up on everybody because you were upset with your husband. The fact that he brought this woman on this show with her to get back, he didn't ask to come back. He came back, okay? That's something y'all getting mixed up too. Shows his character. Because wasn't nobody checking for Dr. G. Nobody. So, you know, they decided to say that they're going to go to Toya party and be there, but she was having a discussion about, you know, what they were talking about. And she really was trying to cover up for Dr. G. And he probably told her, when you go around them hoes, when you go around them, because you could be so naive, when you go around them, you better not tell them that we talking about. You better not say nothing. And that's what she did. That's what she did. So then we go into Eugene and Toya getting ready for the party, for the anniversary, the Bridgerton theme. Now, I want to know who told Eugene to break his foot and said that she has a schedule to where the Luxfords will be there for an hour, and then they will have Quad come in like an hour or two later, which is fine because, you know, she didn't want all that drama. And I agree. A lot of people like, that's so mean. No, she's right. Like, why would you keep somebody here and saying that she's switching up? Toya didn't invite that girl. She wasn't the one that invited her. Toya gave her a chance because, let's be honest, y'all say Toya don't get nobody a chance. Y'all say Toya don't get nobody a chance. And Toya was giving chances. She was like, you know what? I gave him a chance. She gave Sweet Tea a chance. And her and Quad made up. They had their little spats here and there. But after the conversation, and she knew what Dr. Heavenly was doing, she beat game. Dr. Heavenly even said she invited her to the show. Because they wanted to come back. Keyword. You know, the G and Sweet Tea was with the shit to get against Quad. They wanted to come back. Don't that sound familiar? How they did Mariah. Like Simone told her. And when Quad interviewed with Carlos King, they told her they didn't want to film with her. And Mariah said it's the same thing that Dr. Simone told her. And say she didn't want to be like that. And she said Quad wasn't lying. And she said herself there and said Dr. Simone said the same thing. Here's the thing. Dr. Simone couldn't get nobody to feel or be a part with it to feel. She want to push Quad out to get somebody to fill her shoes. Regardless of who don't want Quad there, you can't fill them shoes, babe. You just can't, to be honest. So, you know, as everyone's getting ready to go, they're gearing up. Oh, Lord Jesus. So then we go to Quad and King house. King and Quad are still talking about the same thing. She, you know, decides to tell him, and she's getting her hair done, honey, getting her lights glued down. Let me tell you something about Atlanta.
Time that we're around the group said.
So a lot of people say, what did he just say? Is it going to get a chemical reaction, sir? No, it's not. I don't know if he was trying to say the tiara was fake. We know it's costume, King. Come on now. Or I don't know if that's how they play. That's probably how they play. And for people to say Quad needs to leave the show, she's no longer married to man. Let me tell you something. Real Housewives don't have Real Housewives, babe. And I agree with Bonda when she said this. I loved her interview and recap last night. Shout out to her. It was so gorgeous. It was beautiful. She laid it out, babe. First of all them women know doctors. They're socialites. Majority. Quad was married to a doctor. Mariah married to a doctor. Dr. Heavenly, she is a dentist and married to a doctor. They're socialites. That's like the Kardashians. And I don't understand what y'all black women, y'all be killing me too. That's like the Kardashians get married. One of them get married to a surgeon, right? Or Heather Dubrow, who Angela Oakley said husband touched her nose, right? If they get married to a doctor, they're still socialites, okay? Because they have connections, okay? Quad has a degree in pharmaceuticals, okay? She doesn't work. She can sell whatever. Okay, so y'all remember, I think it was her second or third season, she said that she had a degree to where new medications and things would come out and she would give it a trial to the doctors, let them know this is what's coming out. She has a degree in that, babe. Y'all forget, these women ain't. Mariah has a degree in mass communications, executive production, and production as well. Excuse my French, production. She has a degree. That's why she produces the majority of things. Toya has a degree, the same degree that Quad has. Because y'all paid attention, Toya was sitting here doing the same thing when it came to like the vitamin C. And they think Toya dumb. Toya has a degree. Toya went to school for the same thing Quad went to school for. Cecil has a degree. Curtis has a. Y'all really think these folks would sit with folks that ain't got no degree and got nothing in their belt? You got to be dumb as heck. I need y'all to really come with it. Even though Sweet Tea hasn't, she went to the army to get her degree. Everybody got a degree. Mimi, the therapist, her husband, yeah, he played professional sports, but he has a degree. They not messing with nobody off the street, no bums and pickety. These people are messing with people that has a degree and that they can have connections, not only to help their business, but to help them. Hello? So everybody on that show don't have to be married to medicine. There are socialites. If you live in Atlanta, this is just like LA, this is just like New York. Especially in the Black community in Atlanta, you have a lot of Black doctors, Black lawyers, Black business owners, Black everything. They all are in the same pot. Slutty vegan, okay? Shout out to Pinky. She can go hang with Candy, who works in music, and then turn around and Candy would hang with somebody who a doctor. That's just how the melting pot goes, because it's socialism. Y'all gotta stop thinking. I don't know if you stay in places that's not like that. I don't know. But that's how it is. It is a social melting pot. Okay? Atlanta have parties for everything. Like LA and New York. Just like we can give Jessie Woo. Shout out to her. Jessie Woo can sit here and hang with Candy, who does music. And she interview her. Candy can put her in the space because of her connections to go work with top producers and top. That's just how it works in Atlanta, babe. Nobody just eating off everybody eating off the same plate to got connections to grow. Okay? So yes, Quad is going to be there. And I wish y'all stopped saying that. So as this go into it, they go to the park. Everybody get there. Sweet Tea is there. She, greeting everybody. And what did Quad ex-husband have to do with your marriage? And this is where the disconnect goes. Everybody's like, I like it. It went with the theme. What the hell does Dr. G got to do with Quad? Ain't you sitting on Dr. G telling him you making promises of having a child? And he's giving you a time frame after he done called you naive and stupid and said it's your fault for him snapping on you, girl. Okay, if I remember that episode, they were doing something. And Dr. Heavenly, I'm not sure, but we're gonna be out because I've watched the show for a very long time. I think Dr. Heavenly was arguing and he was trying to get past. Something happened because there was something going on. Because it's on the episode, I'm not sure what season it is, but it is on the episode where he's pushing past her. I'm going to give him that. And that's how that happened. When you walked your ass on that show, knowing Quad was going to be on that show, last season, Quad gave you grace with that man, and she didn't care. She decided to add her man because people were telling Quad she doesn't share much. Remember? What made you think, in your bright philosophy of a mind, okay, that you could coexist that you the one obsessed because you came on the show to help Dr. G push the narrative of, like I told y'all before, she gave me kids. Oh, she gave me this. What you got? That's what the narrative was to be pushed on that show. When Toya said, if y'all remember on the reunion last season, Toya said, if it was me, I would sit here and I would come with my new man. If my ex-husband got a woman, I'm going to come next season with my man. And that's what Quad did because Toya knew Quad had a man. Dr. Heavenly them knew. The only people that didn't know was Simone and Dr. Jackie. Toya and Dr. Heavenly knew Quad had a man. If y'all remember, Dr. Heavenly was on her thing on YouTube. Quad got a man. Quad ain't saying she got a man. Yes, Quad been had a man. Girl, that was... Sweet Tea just hit and miss all the time. So when it comes to it, they went ahead and kicked Sweet Tea out because Quad and her man was showing up. Okay, I'm gonna play a little. And Dr. Contessa, be quiet because you didn't have no problem. You was on there with Mariah. They pushed Mariah out. Yeah, you always start something. You're always doing that. You always do it. Dr. Contessa, it's the same thing. When they told Quad that she had to leave, you weren't there on that season. But you didn't step onto the, when people asked you onto the blogs, you ain't say nothing. You ain't talk about that show. You ain't say a darn thing and say, you know what? No, they're wrong for that. I didn't hear you say nothing. But because Sweet Tea is being quiet, she your friend now. Sweet Tea don't give a damn about y'all. Sweet Tea came how she was supposed to come. So yes, Toya wasn't wrong for saying, yeah, you got to go. Sweet Tea has ran up on people. And I don't understand the life of me by production ain't show this. We'll probably get it in the whatever scenes. Sweet Tea has ran up on people. I'm finna name drop who all said it. Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Simone, Dr. Jackie, Toya, Quad, and even the one finna fall. Phaedra has said it. I said that there. Wrong is wrong. So yes, they did send her home. She said she wanted to stay. She couldn't stay. And then when we come to it, they're sitting here. This is important. I'm gonna pause and stop on it. This is for entertainment purposes only because I see what they're trying to do. Her not interested in sitting there having a conversation with Sweet Tea and Dr. G. Sweet Tea has been going on interviews. I've talked about them. And y'all can look them up and bash Quad when Quad was giving her praise of being his wife. She bashed him for the sake of Dr. G. And y'all can go look up them interviews because it's out there. And what killed me was they took Quad saying this as choosing a side. And I want y'all to hear this. If somebody, but you ain't got to hang with them. Toya, if you want to go hang with Sweet Tea and now all of a sudden you don't want to hang with Sweet Tea because now she bashing your ass and the rest of the cast in these interviews the same way she was bashing Quad ass and y'all, oh, forgive. No, she been bashing that girl. Y'all can hang with her, but don't mean Quad gotta hang with her. They can be separate. They can feel separate. They've done this before. There's nothing wrong with that. I wouldn't want to hang with her ass either. She don't wrote a diss track about everybody. Say, hey, I forgave Dr. G. It is what it is. I'm over it. Whatever. Quad is like, you know what? What's good for the goose is good for the gander. I don't have to. And they feel like Quad is picking a side. Baby, Quad ain't telling y'all to pick no side. But if y'all feel what killed me with this group is I noticed, and I remember Mariah was saying, well, they haven't voted off the island. Mariah, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I hope you see this as well as Quad. It's not about voting off the island. It's called a guilt trip. To where, oh, we done that to somebody. Oh my God, they did this to us. We gotta sit here and we gotta be their friend. We don't want them to feel no type of way, and we have to do this. Well, maybe we can get them coexist. We like them both. They feel a guilt trip with that situation because of the fact is that number one, it's not a voting off the island. What I'm starting to see watching the seasons for so long since season one, it's not a voting of the island, off the island. It's, oh, well, I don't want this person to feel like we can't hang out with that person. That's what it's doing. It's a guilt trip. It's saying, well, you making us choose. Nope, they play this thing of you making us choose. You had already made your choice when y'all was coping up for her to come on the show. You had already made your choice when you was hanging with her because you was mad at me. You made your choice. Did I forgive? Absolutely. Moved on. But my thing is, y'all can't make that girl hang with her. And now y'all seeing that Sweet Tea don't like none of y'all. She don't give a damn about y'all. She getting her camera time. She knew who Dr. G was. We're not going to act like she didn't. And she sat here and promised that man a baby. And at this point, she's getting what she wanted. But what Sweet Tea don't realize is, baby, you chose to be the villain. And that every person on a show has a villain. You're going to have your moment where the whole world sees you're the villain. And now you don't want to be on the show, but you need the show. So let's get into some tea before we leave about Miss Sweet Tea. Now, this is interesting. And I know she's not going to return next season because she don't want to be the show villain next season because she know where it's going. We're going to be honest. Letitia Lunsford calls out Married to Mess production for allegedly fabricating the storyline. Let's see what storyline she's talking about. Yeah, Sweet Tea is definitely not returning next season if there's even a next season. Letitia Lunsford is calling out production for forcing her to befriend Dr. Mimi Sanders and attempted to fabricate a storyline when she receiving therapy from Mimi. Now, we didn't know that was the storyline for you, Sweet Tea. We thought y'all was just friends. I don't remember hearing that. See what I'm saying? Do dumb shit, but play victim. Wet as hell. Letitia made it clear she and Mimi were never friends, and she refused to film certain scenes with her because it wasn't authentic. She believed production was trying to paint her as crazy. Letitia, you're married to a therapist. Babe. Everybody's going to therapists now to help. Girl, sit your ass down. So she's also called out Married to Mess cast for not being her real friends and for not trying to map out an entire season storyline around her. The storyline wasn't around you. You made about Quad, and you thought that because she wasn't their long castmate that they got to know and be friends with and grew on the show, that they were going to bat for your ass. This is how karma works, y'all. The fact that Letitia is breaking the fourth wall and exposing production for manufacturing drama tells me one thing: her contract is up and she has no plans to return. No one still employed by a network will openly blast them like this. That is true. Sweet Tea time is up, and I agree. Honestly, I agree with her departure. She was only brought onto the show to stir up drama with Quad since she married to Quad's ex-husband. Did I just not say that? And she never truly meshed with the cast. She had no real reason to be there, and that is true. So someone said another thing, Mimi nor her long chin husband, are you friends? We were never real friends. They were cast and we were asked to invite them onto the show. There were even plans for me to film in her office, which I refused. I heard it through the grapevine that they wanted to have a storyline with me. Seeing Mimi and painting me to be crazy. She didn't paint you to be crazy. Mimi said your ass was messy. And I believe it. Funny how some call themselves real friends, yet plan the entire season without even consulting you what the plans are. First of all, Sweet Tea, you knew what the plan was when Dr. Heavily came out her own mouth. Let me tell you something. Dr. Heavily might talk junk, but Dr. Heavily has said that she came out her own mouth and told you what it was. And you agreed to the show, you and your husband. And because of the fact was you tried to make it look like Dr. Heavily was messy, Dr. Heavily this and that, when she had already talked to you, and y'all had conversations because y'all were trying to get on the show to bash Quiet. Come on now. I chose to go my own route and film what was authentic to me, not anyone's else storyline. I think when I took a different approach, people didn't know how to handle it. So they gasped at anything to create a false story against me. Not true, but whatever, girl. Okay? So this is Mimi, who's a therapist, the covenant of her marriage, the verbal abuse of marriage. And I just feel like Sweet Tea plays victim a lot. And I understand that. So there are rumors swirling that Married to Medicine may be put on pause after season 11, and I knew it would. Even though this is, let me tell you something. This is one of the longest seasons. Okay, this is one of the longest ones. I believe. I'm gonna tell you what I believe. I do believe they're gonna end up bringing Mariah back, and they're probably having some negotiations um to bring Mariah back. Um, and I feel like Sweet Tea might not come back because that was the goal. But I'm finna say this, Bravo, and I want to be honest. I feel if you get Sweet Tea back, but you need to bring Mariah back as well. I hate to say this. I know the ratings. Married to Medicine Atlanta has been the longest reigning show. They tried it with Houston. They tried it. They didn't go nowhere. They tried it with LA. It didn't really go nowhere. Atlanta has been the thing. It's the mecca. I feel like everybody should come back and add Mariah. And I'm gonna tell you why. Let me sit in my seat. I feel like yes, Quad and Mariah have their times, but if you listen to their interview with Carlos King, they have reached out. They tried to talk. I feel like I would love to see a Mariah and Quad duo. Hear me out. Because Mariah is going to call out the fact that Sweet Tea came back with Dr. G. And all that get ready to fighting in her face, Mariah ain't going to be the one or the two. We seen her and Toya Throttle. Mariah not go. Y'all think Sweet Tea won't let her? She is gonna chew her up and spit her out. I don't know why, but I would love for Mariah to come back. I would like to see her make amends with the ladies, especially with Quad, because I feel like Quad is in a very great place. And if we could just get that duo just one more time, baby, I feel like the energy towards Mariah with the ladies would be totally different. Because Mariah's been gone for a couple of seasons. And I feel like if she come back, the energy will be refreshing. They'll have a chance to get to know each other. I hope Mariah's open to it this time and say, I'm going to get open to the ladies. But baby, I can hear her. I just want to hear her commentary on Dr. G and Sweet Tea and they mess. I can hear it now, y'all. She is a cackle. She is a key. Bravo. I know y'all on pause, and I feel like y'all trying this new thing because you saw how I worked with Real Housewives of Atlanta, which Real Housewives of Atlanta viewing ratings weren't that great last season, and you want to put it on pause, and I get it. I agree with putting it on the pause. Put Married to Medicine on a nice pause. Don't have us waiting going into a whole new year. We not with shits, okay? But I need you guys to work out. This is what I want y'all to work out. I need you guys to work out some great number for Nene to come back to season 17. Because I feel like Nene's in a new space. She's doing a focal point on working on other things. And I do want to see that. I feel like she'll be a great fit. Bravo. Andy, you need to work on Mariah. I know Sweet Tea ran her mouth. Bring her back. But I need you to focal point on bringing Mariah back and seeing what budget you can make her fit. All right, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed the recap. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. If you're just coming in, I hope you guys go back and watch the recap. Honey, it's a lot going on. Sweet Tea might not be coming back this season. And Real Housewives of Atlanta, we're getting back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.